Hello, friends. The topic for today's discussion is tourism marketing mix, and I am Ashish Atal, Extension Lecturer for Tourism in Pandit CLS Government College, Karnal. Today, we shall be discussing about the various marketing mix and their utility or the importance in the marketing as such. The first thing we should know before we discuss about the marketing mix is what is tourism product or what is the nature of tourism product. Why we need to understand the nature of tourism product? We need to understand the tourism product nature so as to understand the relevance of extended marketing mix in tourism, why we need the extra piece in marketing mix of services or tourism. The relevance of it can be understood only when we know about the challenges that the nature of tourism product or service product poses for marketing. First, we need to understand what is a product. A product can be an idea, it can be services, whatever it is. Essential part is that it should be good enough, worthy enough to be offered in the market for acquisition, consumption, utilization, and has the ability to satisfy a particular need or want of the market. Unless and until it has the ability to satisfy the need or want of the market, the people may not see any utility or value in it. As far as tourism product is concerned, in principle, we can say that tourism product basically consists of destination experiences and services. Since tourism is primarily service based industry, the tangible part, that is the product, has very little role to play in it. It is perhaps limited to the food and souvenir industry. Other than that, there is hardly any tangible aspect of tourism product. The next thing which I want to discuss with you people is the characteristics or the nature of services. And since tourism is a service product basically, as I have mentioned earlier, what are their implications for marketing? What are the challenges that they pose for marketing that makes tourism marketing different from traditional product marketing? Talking about the first service characteristic that applies to tourism is intangibility. Intangibility means that the product cannot be sensed fully but can be experienced. What is its implication? The basic implication or basic challenge that it poses for marketeers is that people cannot have any idea or perception about the product before they use it. In other words, we can say there is complete lack of sampling or trialability of tourism product. The basic thing is that people may develop expectations which may not be very rational because they do not have the clear idea about the product, and that may lead to dissatisfaction later on. That is the main implication of intangibility. The next one is perishability. Perishability means that the product does not have a very long life. In case of services, services are highly perishable. They cannot be stored. They are produced and consumed at the same time. It is not possible that you produce the product, then you store it somewhere, and then you can use it for later on. This poses challenge for capacity and demand management. Suppose you have a 100-room hotel, and for a particular day, due to lockdown or some other reason, there is hardly any demand for rooms, and 90 of the rooms do not get used or utilized. In that case, the hotel will be losing the revenue for 90 rooms for the day. You cannot store the hotel room services to be used later on when the demand occurs. This is the main challenge. On the other hand, there can be opposite situation also, that there is demand for 200 rooms but you have only 100 rooms, so you cannot increase the capacity. This is the main problem of perishability. You don't have the stored rooms that can be used on high demand season, so it poses challenge for yield management. Now the next characteristic is heterogeneity. By heterogeneity we mean that the quality is not standardized. There is variability in the quality, and in services the variability of quality occurs because the service product is produced by the humans. There is close involvement of humans in imparting the hospitality services, in producing the services, unlike the products which are mainly produced by the machines and are very identical. So standardizing the quality is a main challenge that the heterogeneity poses. The next challenge or the further implication of it is that it poses challenge for branding, because when we talk about a particular brand, we talk about characteristics that are associated with the brand, but due to heterogeneity, it is very difficult to create specific perception about the quality or the characteristic of a brand. The last characteristic which I want to discuss is which is common in services is non-ownership. So buying a tourism product or a service product does not lead to acquisition of the product. You are not the legal owner of the product, you only get the right to use the services. For example, on the payment of room tariff, you do not become the owner of the room. You just get entitled to the services and the facilities associated with the room. Now, what is the challenge associated with this for marketeers? The challenge is this increases the risk perception of the potential buyers, as in spite of paying a hefty sum for the services, they are actually not getting the possession of anything. The next thing which I want to discuss with you people is what is marketing mix. The definition of marketing mix is its utility in overall strategy of marketing. The marketing mix in simple word, as I have mentioned in the slide, is marketing mix are the set of tools through which the value is delivered to the customer. There are two things: you create value and you deliver the value to the customer. The whole process of creating and delivering the value of to the customer is done through the tools of marketing mix. So marketing mix basically are controllable tactical marketing tools. Why I'm saying tactical? Because their value is short term. We have to change them now and then according to the need, want, preference of the customer and keeping in mind the competitors. These are tactical tools rather than are strategic tools. Traditionally, marketing mix consists of product, price, place and promotion, but in tourism we have extended it, or in services we have extended it to three more, that includes people, process and physical evidence. As I have mentioned before, these three extended P's are included in tourism marketing because of the reason we have mentioned earlier, that is the challenges the characteristics of services or tourism creates. And why we need these extra 3 P's? We need these extra 3 P's to meet the challenges posed by intangibility, inseparability, variability, and the other characteristics that we have discussed earlier. The another definition for marketing mix is that marketing mix is through which you market right offer to the right buyers at the right time and at the right price and under right ambience means environment, mahal, and the right system. So basically marketing mix is choosing the right market offer, that is your product, and the services associated with it, the guarantee and warranty associated with it, the bundle, the package which you offer to the customer, to the right buyers, that means your target market, okay, at the right time, that is concerned with the delivery of the product and availability of the product, that is your place, and at the right prices, again that is concerned with the third P, price, under the right ambience, the ambience is your physical evidence, and under the right system, that includes the process and the people. It is, as I have mentioned, a tactical tool that helps to effectively market the product to the target market. It is an important component of marketing strategy, but where does it fits in overall strategy of the marketing? What is its chronological place? That is the topic of our discussion in next slide. The next thing which we need to know is how the whole process of building the marketing strategy works. Well, the marketing strategy formation starts with the market segmentation. Now the question arises, what is market segmentation? As I have mentioned in the slide, marketing segmentation is dividing the large heterogeneous market into smaller groups which are relatively homogeneous in terms of need, want, demand, and also the buying behavior. So the meaning of word heterogeneous is it is not similar, it is not same, it is variable. So, a market consists of a large number of buyers that may differ in terms of their need, want, and demand. By selecting a relevant or a suitable criteria, we can group these buyers into bunches or segments that are relatively similar in terms of need, want, and demand. And then we can start the process of selecting the right bunch of buyers, that is the segment. So the next thing is about market targeting. Now, as I have said before, market targeting is basically a two-step process. First, you have to evaluate each and every market segment to check its feasibility. When we talk about the feasibility of a market segment, we mean following things: whether it is big enough in volume, whether it offers the growth opportunity, whether it is profitable, and whether it is feasible to reach that particular segment. If a particular segment is okay in all these criteria, then we select a particular market segment. One more thing which we have to keep in selecting a target market is that we have to see that the resources enough which we have or are adequate to serve that particular market segment. The second step in it is selecting the one or more market segment. So you can go for a single market segment, you can choose a multiple market segment and design different market offers for different market segment. That is the next relevant step in the process. The third step, which is our focus area, that is designing marketing mix to meet their need, wants, and preferences. The next logical step is market differentiation and positioning. While differentiation is about making your product offering stand out in comparison to your competitor, it is about creating an image about the market offer that is different from that of competitor, and it works through USP. What is the unique selling proposition of your product? What are the main strong points of your product that are not available in the competitors offer? And then creating a positioning or brand positioning in the mind of customer. So brand positioning is basically creating a relevant image in the mind of the customer about what the product stands for or what kind of benefit it offers. The benefit, of course, may be very concrete or rational, or it may just be abstract emotional. Or we shall start our discussion about marketing mix with the first four marketing mix P's that are called the traditional marketing mix tool or the product marketing mix tool. These are product, price, place, or rather placement. The first P in the marketing mix is product. We have already covered the definition of product, what the product is. In tourism, the product means services that can be defined as an activity or benefit which is essentially intangible in nature and which does not lead to ownership of anything. The important thing is that product provides value to the buyers, and value is what? Value is basically the bundle of benefits delivered to the customer. In continuation with our discussion about the first P, that is tourism product, in the next slide we shall discuss about the product mix decisions. The product mix decisions include number of elements, namely product quality, product features, style and design, branding, packaging, product support services, guarantee and warranty, and lastly the product line decisions. It is to be clearly understood that not all these factors are relevant for the services, as some of these factors are only present in the product. First, we will talk about the product quality. Product quality are the characteristics of a product or services that bear on its ability to satisfy or exceed the implied customer expectations, meaning thereby that quality means that a product has ability to satisfy a particular need or want. In services, quality is two-dimensional. The performance quality, that is to perform the services up to the set standards. The second one is conformance quality, that is the freedom from defects and consistency in delivering targeted level of performance, that is overcoming the heterogeneity. In services, the first aspect of quality, that is performance quality, is more subjective due to the intangibility of the product, as the product features and dimensions are not clearly mentioned or clearly visible. Second one is features. Features are the product traits that deliver value to the end customer and help to differentiate the product in the market. In services, every add-on characteristic over the basic tourism product is a feature. For example, if we talk about a tour package, an outbound tour package, uh, we can mention the following things as feature, like Jain vegetarian food, multilingual guide or a Hindi guide. The next one is style and design. Now, style and design is not relevant for services, but since it is the part of product mix, we have to understand it. Uh, this concept is limited to physical product, as I have mentioned before. Style has to do with the appearance of the product. Design is basically creating or shaping the product use experience. It is an engineering domain. So the design of a Nano is clearly different from a Rolls Royce Phantom. Both have different kind of designs. So it is basically the design basically defines the utility of the product, how the product is going to be used. Next one is branding. Now, what is a brand? A brand is a name, sign, symbol, design, or a tagline, or it may be combination of these that connotes a particular quality or nature of one product distinct from other products or what the competitors are offering. So branding is basically an abstract thing. Uh, it basically defines what a product stands for. Next one is packaging. Packaging is designing and producing a container or a wrapper for a product. Packaging performs following functions: handling, uh, preserving, keeping the product safely, branding, and promotion through the logos and labeling, and most importantly, ease of using the product. The next one is product support services. The product support services includes the installation services of consumer durables or engineering products, and after sales services, that is handling the customer complaints about the product or annual maintenance. The last thing is guarantee and warranty. So guarantee and warranty may be included in a product that has to do with the overall quality of the product, and people prefer those products which give a better quality or warranty terms. Last one is product line decisions. Product line decisions are slightly different from product mix, as it includes a group or combination of product rather than a single product. Um, Product line is a group of products that are closely related in terms of functionality and benefit, distribution channel through which they are sold, or the price range. Product line decision basically includes two decisions: uh, product line stretching and product line contraction. In stretching, you may stretch your product line add more product at the high end or at the low end, depending upon your decision to increase your market coverage in the areas. And contraction is purning out the products from your already existing product line, because they may not be profitable, or there may be some other reason for it. The next P of marketing mix is price. Price is very important element in marketing mix because it is the only element which generates revenue for the organization. Deciding a price is quite a tricky process because you have to take a number of factors into consideration. The first thing which you have to consider is the demand and supply relationship. Then you have to consider the product image in mind. Also you have to consider your competitors. You have to consider the product quality. You have to consider, of course, the most important thing is the cost. You have to consider the cost in deciding the price. In services, prices are very important and they play a vital role in yield management, which helps in offsetting the problem of demand and capacity management that is associated with the services. There may be number of pricing strategies depending upon the different criteria. If you are launching a new product, you may have two strategies available with you. First is market penetration. The market penetration is adopted of a product which has nothing new to offer and the competition is already high in the market. Whereas to its opposite, the market skimming prices, the prices are kept very high. It is kept high because there is the product is relatively new in the market and there is high demand for it. Similarly, we have product mix pricing. So in it we have product line pricing. As I have told you, product line are related set of products, so they are priced accordingly. In captive pricing, we keep the price of the product very low or on the lower side, whereas its supplies, its components which are constantly needed are priced high. In product bundle pricing, we price the product or number of products in a bundle and offer them as a package. So tour package uses product bundle pricing. The next one is psychological pricing. In psychological pricing strategies, we take into consideration the psychology of customer and not simply economics. Uh, an example of it is odd number pricing. For example, you price a product at 99 instead of 100, as customer perceives the price to be two digit rather than a three digit number. So psychologically he feels that the product is not that costly. Uh, Another pricing decision which I want to include in psychological pricing, though strictly it is not a psychological pricing strategy, rather it is a product quality based pricing decision. It is called premium pricing. It too has a psychological dimension, as the high quality products are priced very high, not just to connect quality but to create a feeling of exclusiveness. So, here the psychology also plays a role and not just the quality. The next one is segmented pricing. Earlier, this segmented pricing was called discriminatory pricing, but now the author, the Philip Kotler, has renamed it as the segmented pricing. By segmented pricing, we mean selling a product or service at two or more prices, where difference in price is not just a difference in cost. So the difference is not based on cost, rather it is based on other factors. For example, customer segment pricing. Customer segment pricing, you make the people pay differently. Different customers are charged different amount. for the same product or services. For example, in hotels, the walk-in guests are charged higher than those who have reserved through travel agent. Or you can take an example of a museum where the students are charged lesser than the normal visitors. The second one is product form segment pricing. In product form segment pricing, different versions of product are priced differently, but not according to their costs. A typical example of it is a soft drink bottle. A 2-liter bottle costs much less per unit than a 300 ml bottle, though the content is same in both the bottles, and packaging and distribution cost is also not very different. Location price is another example of segmented pricing. Different prices are charged for different locations. For example, airlines charge different prices for different seat locations. A person sitting near a engine or a wing is charged slightly lesser than the other seats. This is a perfect example of location based segmented pricing. The last one is what is very common in our business, that is tourism business, that is called yield management pricing. Yield management pricing I have discussed separately in the next slide, so I'm not going to explain it right now. In cost based pricing, we basically use markup pricing and break even pricing. In break even pricing, we use the break even analysis to set the prices of product, whereas markup pricing is rather simple. You calculate the cost and add a certain percentage as markup. In competition based pricing, you have going rate pricing where you do not want to disturb the competitors, so you price your product similar to that of competitors. In loss leader pricing, you adopt a disruptive pricing strategy where you offer your product at much lower cost than what the competitors are offering, just to take their market share, as the Jio has done. Other pricing strategies which are relevant for services is yield management pricing decisions. Yield management pricing is adjusting the prices with demand so as to maximize the revenues. It is very common practice in tourism industry which has fluctuating or seasonal demand. It is commonly used by hotels and airline industry to maximize their revenues, and there are quite a number of softwares available for it, as the calculations involved in it are very complicated. So we use the software. Promotional pricing decisions like offering discounts and rebates are also considered under pricing strategies.